a while since we've done one of these, but we here with Big Up Menace X, Jalen, and Davis, photographer, and
Well,
we're here to discuss a couple of things. You good? Yeah. Okay. To start off, Jalen, for the latest record, uh, latest Gothic Telepathica record, uh, there's a lot more, I guess, lyricism involved. Uh, I guess if you want to explain. Uh,
yeah, see, every other piece I worked on, I freestyled everything. So it was like a collection throughout the week, whatever I soaked in, just through media or reading something, and I just spit it all right then and there. You know, this project, with issue number 6, I took my time out and actually wrote the verses so I could have a more, storyline. So that was the difference. Even with producing, the strategies were different than last time. So, just glad to get it out. So
like,
next thing, yeah.
did you prefer that process to like, I guess, the more improvised way of doing it?
Uh, it's easy. It's like easy if you could just spit it off the dome because you don't have to like try. You know.
Right. Right. Um, and you have there's a quite a good amount of features on it too. How does a collaboration? Do you prefer that too, or is like the solo? You know, when everything doesn't feel better when it's from the self,
No, 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 no.
or not better, more natural.
Yeah, I want to collaborate with more artists actually this year. Got a lot of collaborations coming soon. A lot of ones that people won't expect. So let's say that. I'm always open to collaborations.
Where it's quite a couple names. I know we would kind of we lightly talked about it earlier, but like Naughty Toronto and shit, that shit brought me back. Time ago.
Album. I'm glad you know her. If y'all know who Nadia is, most definitely check out her work. Get a good piece.
Yeah.
Track 6, I heard on the Testaments at the end. So yeah, check that out.
Mm. It's it's good that well, it's always nice to see that it's like people who are like bigger or whatever in this circle, kind of like just everybody working with each other,
Yeah.
no matter like I guess status. Like status in this with this type of music is very interesting. I feel like it's existent but non-existent. It's like you work with people who are well known, but it's like that doesn't really affect much, does it? Like, that doesn't really.
Yeah, it's all an illusion on resources. Because resource doesn't equal talent, but a resource could crank out talent. So it's just all about the inner resource that you use with yourself. That even goes with there's no such thing as a bigger. It's just the illusion. The real celebrities are the people that are giving the celebrities praise. Because if it wasn't for them, then it would be.
Right.
There's
And
no
giving them
celebrity
what?
without the people. It's the people
Like,
really.
that's
They
a
help.
good way to see it. And like the people who inspire the celebrities, quote unquote celebrities, people who inspire them. Like I think about this a lot, like Kanye, right? Like he was very inspired by, I guess, more, or later on, he was inspired by a lot more experimentalist works, and it's like you can hear that as it bleeds through certain records, like Yeezus and stuff like that. Like the real, the real golden ones are like the people inspiring them. Yeah. It, but I guess another question is like, what do you find that inspires you a lot? Like just whatever practice. Like what are the main divine sources of like inspiration that always like that you always cling to?
It's ironic because it's never really one. And I guess that intertwines with divine source because it's never really one thing. There's so much that make up one. So
Right.
yeah, everything. You know, as cliche as that sounds, everything inspires me to be everything. Never one
Right.
thing that gets me going. You know, I'm always shifting emotions, like almost or elevating my thought by trying to elevate. You know, so it's always shifting on what's the thing that could get me going. The same thing yesterday that could have inspired me might do nothing for me now. So
Right.
something new.
Right. It's like yeah, it's like a present. It's like a present everything, right?
Yeah, there's so much media, you know, so much silliness going on out in the world. I never run out of things to be inspired by, anyways. A lot of circus act,
Right.
a lot of
Yeah,
trapeze.
that's right. So I guess you never get like the stereotypical like artist block or whatever.
Uh,
No. I feel like artist blocks. It's like I feel like it's good when sometimes when it's like you're not forcing anything or like you don't feel like we don't need to be
I feel like artist block is that's like an illusionary statement. Also,
yeah
it's like a placebo effect. Uh, trying to use a better analogy, but you know, you're creating that own block. 'Cause it's like with anything or like in a relationship more so like sometimes you need to back off because you know you push it up, so you let it flow organically. So the relationship is lost. You know, you try to cultivate the relationship, can't push up too fast. You know? So that's like how you got to look at your internal work reflects with the creative path that you're
no the block is like I feel like when you both I feel like when you're in that space it's like it gives you an opportunity to be out within everything to be able to take in it all whatever I guess inspires you
in. Yeah,
and since I'm the same way it's like everything inspires me it's like or and maybe even in particular like everything relating to sound sonics to stuff like that all comes back to the mind so no the blocks never really
all the
all illusion.
yeah.
Another illusion I feel is just like attributing terms to certain people's like practice. It's like, we kind of talked about this too, like people calling it stuff like like hypnagogic or whatever.
Cosmic Pop, yeah, all of the
Yeah,
supposed like these imaginary labels that have nothing to do with the word. Yeah, it's like
yeah,
I
not
don't want to
nothing.
say no disrespect because I respect everybody out there, but the phrase neck beard, you know what I mean? Just like that type of thing. And I just learned that from
Right.
I'm not hip. I read it. I'm learning the phrase.
Or that but it's good at least that people on like rare music and stuff they understand the word.
Yeah,
That's been very inspiring too.
yeah. Big respect to everybody on
It
radio.
was
Appreciate everybody that gives me good ratings. Blessings to all of you.
word. I'm on there quite a lot. Not like I don't really write reviews or I don't rate things necessarily.
Yeah.
Actually, are you the same? Like I don't know.
Radio music, I learned what it was like after. Yeah, so after
Uh,
our official drop, that's when I learned what radio music was.
uh,
Years ago, I just got
word. Nah, I was gonna ask too if you were the type to like if you listen to a record and then you just rate it after, like give it like a numerical
it.
score. I've never really been one for that. Uh,
Yeah, I feel like I'll be so.
just because I feel like it's too difficult.
Yeah, I feel like I just be
Say
auditory.
what?
I'll be like invested auditory wise, where
Yeah,
I'll do all that. I'm just giving it 5 stars. I listen.
yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, exactly. For me, I just like if I'm to log stuff, I just give it 5 stars just because like I got yeah, I got I got
Yeah,
everything rated
then
5.
you get
It's
some.
like
Yeah,
yeah, it even came like when I would at first listen to your music, it's like can you imagine if I had the mentality of like needing to rate this out of like 5 stars? It would be too much. It'd be weird. It's like, I mean, I feel like even 5 doesn't really be because it's not about feeling. It's about ranking, categorizing and stuff that just is not anything relating to like divine. Uh, for me, anyway. But still, love to rate music because it put me onto a lot, and it put a lot of people onto your work, and a lot of positive reviews about your work that I've seen, which is
that's dope.
been really inspiring.
That's how y'all.
Yeah.
Is that how high
Been
like
really
they
amazing.
rated on the website? Is like 5 stars the like highest that it goes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The thing I don't like about radio music though is sometimes it's people on there who talk about particular scenes of music, and you could just tell that they have no like historical context to it or anything.
Yeah.
No reference point, no solidified reference point of, a
Yeah.
lot of stuff I'll see, they'll base it or compare it to their reference point to be something from like 2 years ago. They wouldn't
Exactly.
even know
exactly.
unless it's like an OG. So that's why I
Right.
take like opinion serious, because a lot of time they don't even know where you're coming from.
Right.
They've never even been there, so how can they talk about your walk of life on your side of the street? They never even walked to know what it feels like.
Yeah. I mean, well, back to like the 5 star thing. I was gonna say, like, for me personally, I would give it a 5 star, being like being like unbiased, considering like I've at this point listened to it like 5 or 6 times since it's like
Newest joint, you talking about the newest album?
yeah. I mean, because I've never been on that. I've never even heard of that website. But just like personally, like for me, like my thing. I mean, if it's a rating, you're giving something, then it's just like, all right, 5. If fucking 5 is the highest, then it's like, yeah, I would give it 5, because like to me, it's like everybody's kind of doing the same thing. Everyone's kind of playing it safe. Everyone wants the same like kind of image. So it's like, why not enjoy something new? It's like to me, it's like you don't you don't change things by doing the same thing. You change things by like going your own path. And I feel like that's what like draws me to Jalen's music. It's like I think it's different from like the things like I hear, and like from the people his age that are like making music. Like everybody kind of wants to do this like, oh, let me fit in type music. And it's like, this is like something completely different to like, it's like, yo, this is my world. I'm gonna like stand tall on like what it is I believe in, and I'm gonna like put this image like out to the world. And it's like, to me, I think that's very commendable, honestly, respectable. It's like,
Absolutely.
how can you not respect that? It's like, yo, I'm not playing it safe. I'm doing me, and this is what I want to do. So it's like, I respect it.
Man,
That means a lot. Man.
Yeah, Jalen, like truly, man, it's like you just have been giving me mad hope just for me, and just like it's just love and like bravery, to do things that I kind of thought in my head to do when I first started out, but I'm like, maybe it's too far, maybe people won't take me seriously or nothing, something like that, something of the sort. But it's like, now I've started to just like explore all possibilities, really. And I'm someone who is very into, I guess, all the sound worlds across everywhere, I guess. And I gotta say, you're definitely like one of the really like forward-thinking brothers to me in my vision and my my ears and stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah, like to hear that, that's how it just resonate with everyone that needs to hear it right then. Like Yeah, so that's why it's dope. The fact that it can hit somebody,
Hmm.
say something like that, man, means a lot, man. 'Cause, I'm just trying to get it out so I can, not even about
Right.
fucking yeah, like I said, ego clout, none of that shit. This is about getting the workout so it can be heard by people that need it. Not for everybody,
Yeah.
for everybody to hear. People that hear it, it was sent to them, sent to them through frequency.
Exactly. Like, yeah, like, bro, yeah, your work came to me at a very pivotal time. Uh, when I needed that like that push to like just create what I feel like I've been needing to create. I'm curious, like about something. How would you feel like? How would it be a surreal thing in the future? It's like if like future, I guess experimentalists, for want of a better word, like people, like future forward musicians, like say you as like a blueprint, like kind of like how I do. How
Yeah,
would that feel? Like, would you feel like you really succeeded, or
I've already succeeded then in that
or
case.
you
Talking in that, I'm already the biggest star. I believe if we're talking people that have already studied the group.
right,
I'm kind of in their
right,
favorite. If you go through like the credits of an album, I'm translucently written in a lot of credits. I'm your favorite thing. I'm already succeeding.
right,
If we're talking that, let's be
right? Is that how you view success too?
yeah, because like I've seen people be inspired by things I've done that I never would have thought would have even. But it was always through like me sending them this stuff, and I don't know, I just wanted them to see it because I appreciate and respect it. They use that as like, oh, and it's fine because I'm learning. It's dope just to see that I can inspire someone that inspired me before I was even born. They've been doing this shit. So
Right.
no name,
It's
no name.
always surreal. It's really surreal. Yeah. In my case, I've had like people around my age or whatever message me like they've been deeply inspired by what I do, and I'm like, I don't even feel like I'm there yet, but it's always really surreal, man.
Yeah. You just got to make sure you know who you are. And don't let people tell you who you are because they don't even know themselves. So they'll tell you who you are just because you're trying to do something different. Than they think they're like,
Right.
yeah. I think it's Edge from WWE. He got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that kind of leads into the genre thing too. It's like it's like people saying what you made, when more often than not, it's like you weren't even listening to those type of sounds when creating whatever works.
Yeah. The people they will like try to, I'm not even gonna name names, but they'll say a song like this or that. Only older workers. Now they can't say it. Now I noticed someone said, "Oh, like your YouTube song." That was a blessing in disguise because they're comparing my old work to me, not comparing me to someone else. So that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna do something. But
Right.
yeah, no, a lot of the times I found out who a lot of people were like way after the fact when they were comparing me to someone else. Yeah, real shit. Like, okay.
Right.
We just so happen to be same essence frequency wise.
Right. And it's really amazing when that happens. I feel like that's the case with like a lot of artists. They get compared and then they don't even know who they are. And they're kind of just like that's how they discover newfound corner, like music corner.
Yeah, no one's
One
never
one kind of
first time.
sorry.
Actually, that's true, but no one's done anything the first time. Even if they had, they're just doing a different variation. So, but you can still
Right.
own it. So that's the thing when it comes with even originality. Of course, you could be original, but it's just knowing your lane. That's a lot of people just want to merge lanes. You can't fucking drive multiple cars in the same spot in the same lane. It's just not gonna work. So I think people just need to accept like this car is for that lane, this is for this, and for what it is instead of like comparing it to something else. I'm kind of over
It all
radio.
has
I don't want. I
kind
don't
of
want
like
to talk
time.
about. Not to be the pity. I don't want to talk about radio music anymore.
Yeah, that's fine. I guess I kind of direct questions to debate. Right? I wanted to ask about those photographs. They're all incredible, man. True.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, dude, seriously, fantastic. Like some of the best, like some of the most inspiring photography work I've seen for like a minute, and it's like most of my good friends are photographers, so I'm always inspired in that sense visually. Yeah, where did y'all shoot that? Or was there any like, what was
Crichton.
that collaboration process
Shot it in
like?
Crichton.
Um,
Sorry?
I well,
Shot it in Crichton. That's where we shot.
just for just a backstory, just to give you like more context. Right when Jalen released the movie, what's the name of the movie? Jalen, I can't. The name's very long. I can't remember.
Mythology of the Black Sheep.
Yeah, Anthology of the Black Sheep on his YouTube page, it's like 16 minutes, and he would like share like little stills with me and stuff, and I was like, damn, like who's like doing this? And I was like, he was like, oh, me, just all by myself, and I was like, damn, that's so like, I don't know. To me, I just found it really like fascinating that he was doing all this by himself, like making a movie like by himself, like filming it, starring in it, everything. It was like some like what is that movie? Doctor Doolittle, or I think that's what it's called, Doctor Doolittle, or no, it's the Nutty Professor.
Mm.
Where, like, he's starring all these different
Oh,
characters.
yeah.
The clumps.
And yeah, the clumps and shit. And I don't know, I got very inspired by that. And I was just like, yo, dude, like I would love to like work with you on something. I initially wanted to work with him on the movie thing because I was like, yeah, I would love to like come shoot some like some stills or whatever just to like do it, because the sets that he was showing me, they looked awesome. And then he was like, yo, we're gonna like, yo, the movie's about to come out and stuff like that. I'm like, all right. So he was like, yo, we'll work on something else. And then I kind of kept like asking, because I'm like, for me personally, like, also like, I guess sidebar, like I really believe in like supporting your homies, like your friends or your bros, the same way you support people who like you don't even fucking know. The same way like you'll go like the same way you got Tyler shit on your wall or the other people shit on the wall, like have your homie shit on your wall. Like support your homie the same way you support somebody else. And
We got 10. We got 10 minutes.
and like I was just like, man, like I have to be a part of this. Like I would love to be a part of this. I feel like I can add to it because like I fuck with Jalen's eye. I know like I'm usually shooting on the street, and it's like Jalen has that like gritty raw, and his music kind of has like that gritty raw feeling. And I just wanted to be a part of it, and it was like kind of like a lot of back and forth, and then finally like he came with a date. Yo, come up here. I flew from Atlanta to
Crichton.
Detroit. I mean with Triton, and knocked it out. I mean, we did it in 3 days. We shot like that was all shot on film. I hate saying that, but people are gonna want to know. Yeah, it was shot on film, and we shot that all in 3 days in like different locations around the city, and yeah, it was fun.
Truly, yeah, it must have, man. It's all incredible. Was it any like direction? Like, was Jalen? Were you giving him directions of certain things to do, or were you? What was it like?
I had a reference point from a whole nother project that never even came on. There's always something, it's always the next thing being worked on. So this is really so we can get to the next thing. We've already got the next thing and the next.
Yeah.
Word,
Shot
always
so much.
forward.
Yeah. We shot so much stuff. It was just like, I mean, once he took me to the different locations, I was just like, all right, like I let him know like what it was, like, all right, we got this much and then this much and then we'll do this. Like I mean, we kind of had the days like organized, so it was probably like 3 or 4 rolls a day. So like 3, 4 rolls. I mean, the project total shot like 12 rolls. And yeah,
Truly
amazing
incredible.
locations. Amazing locations, by the way. Amazing, like to me, amazing like
Word.
locations that I was like, damn, like I was like, all right, this is sick. And I just wanted to be able to translate it on through like pictures. And I'm glad like we got to, because that was one of the things I spoke to him about. I was like, dude, like I feel like you got to come something different, like not just like the music, but also like just I was preaching like a whole like the package, you know what I mean? Like the visually, like people are gonna respond to it visually also, and it's like you want your visuals to be just as good as like what it is you're doing vocally. So that was why I was just like, yeah, I would love to be a part of it, and luckily, yeah, I got to be a part of it.
Word. That's a good point. I feel like people do respond with music rather visually. Like they always look to the cover as like as an aesthetic reference point.
You got
Exactly.
6 minutes.
All right. Another question, I guess. I don't even remember if I ever asked you this. It was like, how was that whole process behind making the film? And so, for you, like, was it arduous, or was it like another catharsis type of thing?
That project, when I was working on film, was very interesting because I put myself into the world, so I had to live the character, just more so on the set, not like in real life, but just on the set. So it was a dope experience. Taught me a lot about making film. Yeah, and at the end of that, I was finishing up Renegade. So when I would shoot a scene from the film, then I would like mix a track from Renegade. And I was already working on Mark then, so yeah. So it was always next.
I gotta say, I guess you did the like editing yourself too.
Yeah, I did everything. I shot it, scored it, did the color.
What?
You know what I mean? Yeah, you did the set, did the wardrobe, lighting, the whole
What?
nine. Wrote it.
The
Yeah.
sound design, man, really got me. I watched it like really late. I was kind of like sleep deprived or whatever, but like the sound really, really, man, it really inspired me.
Thank you, man. It's most definitely a shift because I made it such a way to where like on multiple different things it sounds different. Yeah, that's what I thought was dope. Like on headphones, it's a different experience than like watching some cool screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm
I,
acting this release too.
I guess for folks, would you say there's like an ideal way to listen to? Sorry, not listen to watch it, or like use any context is like important as the next.
I would say just see if it's for you. Yeah, you know what's for you and what's not. So it should be real simple, even if it seemed like super intricate. You know, for you, then you know it's not. It's never really the right setting for anything. Do it, even if you think it is. Just my reference point could be like in a setting that people will hear, like, that's supposedly dark, but actually I'm like, yo, you don't hear like the synth and that shit. That's like, I'm getting like Morris Day notes, but they're not. They're listening to like the one line I said, but you don't hear like that Morris Day note I just did. Like, you know what I'm saying? People won't. So this is all about like reference pointing what people's ears.
Right. I love your work. Definitely is like a boost. It's always a sonic boost. It's like reference points, right? It's always something to hear, always something to unravel. Kind of like, I guess, maybe this is from the Detroit thing, like the techno thing, where with minimal techno tracks, there was always something more to uncover as you listen. There's always something different each time.
Yeah. Speaking of that,
Not
I
really.
actually met a dope brother of some work that I respect. I'm not gonna name names. He's got a dope space, and yeah, shouts out to you know who he is. Yeah, he's a big OG Detroit legend. And speaking of techno, he changed my mind on I envision, because I actually started making like industrial house and techno first, like as far as actually in 2014 when I would dub it to cassette tape on the radio player. No one knew this. But no, it was because I felt like my voice was being silenced, so that's why I purposely started speaking more. They wanted me to just be the dude on Rockfest, just make dark issues and sad. Don't speak your mind. So I purposely went against that, just to prove a point to myself, not even to others. 'Cause you matter. You give yourself the respect. It's not about what someone else thinks. Like, and I think I had to learn that a long way throughout my journey in this creative field, whatever you want to call this mission. So as long as you know who you are, the more people have to say good or bad, it's all a blessing in disguise because you affected them just through sound. Or that's what people will give you evil hours, send negative just because I made a song. Or you don't like me because I made a video. This is a video. The internet can disappear, meteor hit everything. There's no such thing. And you genuinely feel like, so that's why I know people need to love themselves, and that's what I try to do through my work, and it may come across because they're not understanding the reference point. Everybody has different ways of their release.
Okay.
I feel like it's fine when John Carpenter makes sure it Rob Zombie, but I say I'm a Cyber from Trident is too crazy. It's never too crazy. So you should look at the new characters, you know what I mean? This is all the beginning. So we got 1 minute left on this. My manager, yep, we got a dip. You know what I mean? We got a call. Yeah. Donna's on the line. You know what I mean? Dark Voorhees is calling. They gotta get a dinner date. And I mean, your mother head back to Trident. But yeah, this was a good talk, man.
Likewise. I appreciate talking with y'all. Always down to talk with each other.
Yeah,
Y'all are good people.
Yo.
Dark Voorhees.
Yes.
Mad love.
Yes, check out the new album, Dark Voorhees.
Listen to it. It's good. Listen to it like 100 times. It's really good.
Yes.
Listen to it. Headphones, no headphones, out loud. Listen to the whole thing straight through. Pick out your favorite song.
Listen.
Go get a bagel and go to